Hey there, Joan Kosmachuk, your seasonal color, style, and confidence coach, and I'm popping on today with a little style tip. I was just about to head out to my seamstress with a couple of new sale dresses that I found to wear this summer. And I thought this is the perfect opportunity to give you guys a little style tip. One of my newly found secrets that has just made all the difference for me when it comes to shopping and dressing. So one of the things I discovered about the fashion industry that is, for the most part, particularly when we buy fast fashion, which means we're just buying it off the rack, we're looking at a pattern of a dress that is created based on a rectangle body shape or an hourglass body shape. And that means that your shoulders and your hips will be equal proportion. Now with the rectangle, you're going to be straight all the way down. With an hourglass, you're going to have a little bit of waist in there. But both of you have the advantage of fitting the mold, so to speak, in the retail industry because your shoulders and your hips are equal in size. Now, that's not been my luck of the draw in terms of my body signature. I am narrower on the top than I am on the bottom. That means that in my top size, I'm usually purchasing a smaller size than I'm able to purchase on my bottom half, which works great when you're buying separates. But when you are buying a one piece like a dress, then you have a problem because in order to fit the top, it's probably going to feel a little snug on the bottom, make you feel like, oh, I should be losing a few pounds so I can fit into this dress. Probably if you lose those few pounds, you're going to lose them first on top and you're still going to have the same problem on the bottom. The other thing we often do is we buy it to fit the bottom, and then it's very sloppy on top, maybe gapey under the arm or a little bit wide here so we don't have a lot of waist shaping, or really like sloppy at the shoulders so that the neckline comes down way too low. So those are the problems that occur when you're buying the dress to fit your bottom half and your top half is smaller. And that's where I have discovered that, you know what? Yeah, it might cost you an extra $10, $20, $30 to get a seamstress to make some alterations for you, but those alterations are going to be minor, and yet they are going to make a major difference in how you look and feel in that garment. So when I take my dresses into the seamstress, usually I have to have them taken in through the shoulder. I need to, that brings up the armhole and the neckline to where it should be. And then I need to have them tailored through the waist so that you can actually see my body shape and I don't look shapeless and are larger than I am. And so once those three things are addressed, then the dress is like perfect for me. And people are always like, oh, where do you find your dresses? They're like, just like perfect. And my little secret is they weren't perfect to start, but I worked with someone to make them perfect for me. Now, you might have the inverted problem that I have. You might be wider on the top in the shoulder area or in the bust area, and then narrower through the hip line. And if that's the case, then you're going to do the opposite of what I do. You're going to buy your dress to fit you on top because that's your widest area, your biggest area. It's going to fit on top perfectly. And then you're going to have it taken in probably down through the hip line in order to make it fit your lower half the way you would like it to, just kind of perfect for you. So that's an important tip. Now, if you are one of those lucky people who has the rectangle or hourglass body shape where your shoulder and your hips are aligned, then you might still need an alteration person or a tailor seamstress because we also have a vertical head to toe proportion. And some of us will look best with our dresses just below the knee, others at the knee, and some above the knee. So you want to make sure that your hemline is hitting you in the right spot so that that dress just looks perfect for you. And you'll have your seamstress take up or let down the hem accordingly. And if you have to let down a hem when you're purchasing a dress, you need to make sure that the hem is wide enough to allow you that extra material. If not, sadly, unless you're planning to add a band of a different color, you're not going to be able to lengthen the hemline on that dress. So that's an important thing to pay attention to. If you're taking up the dress, just pay attention to, is that going to alter perhaps a pattern that's on the dress, like stripes or something like that? Will they fall in the right place so that they're equal? You want to pay attention if there's any extra detail like lace. That's going to cost a little bit more to have that taken off and reapplied. So keep those things in mind when you're shopping a dress and determining whether or not the alterations are possible. Many department stores have someone who does alterations in store, and you can ask them to come up and take a look at your garment in the fitting room and to tell you what they could do to make it fit you best. And they're always very honest. They'll tell you, I can do this, this, and this, or, on that garment, an alteration is going to be a disaster. I wouldn't do it. And that's really helpful information. I'm also not afraid to take something that I've bought that has a return policy into my seamstress and asking her, what could you do and what would it cost? And then I make my decision on whether or not I want to move ahead with the alteration or whether it's going to be just a little, maybe not right still, and therefore I will return the dress. So those are options for you. Obviously today I'm just talking about alterations to dresses. There are other garments that you can alter. There's lots of important factors to keep in mind, but I've got to get off to my seamstress, and so I'm going to let you go. Have a stylish and colorful day, and don't forget to customize your pieces and make them look even more expensive than anybody would imagine you paid.